Hey guys, today is May 14th, 2024, and I just want to do a quick update on what's left in my collection because a lot of things have died and I've sort of let things go. So, yeah, just want to do a quick update since it's been a hot minute. Anyways, for the Cattleyas that I have left, which are here mostly, this is the only one that's currently in bloom. It's my yellow bird, but this guy is quite vigorous. The flower spike that's right here, it's already starting a new growth down there. So that's kind of crazy. It's pretty good root development over the winter. So regarding my collection, I'm trying to maybe keep them indoors indefinitely, just because I've had to deal with so much with slugs or snails or sometimes a little bit cockroaches, just sort of eating the root of these orchids. So here I can sort of control that a little bit better, but I'm having to deal with a little bit of a scale issue, which is kind of the problem on some of them. You can see there, those fuzzy white scale stuff. That's pretty prominent on this guy, but as far as root development is concerned, I'm pretty honed in on it, so getting a little better, and as a result some of them are doing really well. Perhaps this is why this yellow bird is doing what it's doing. The only drawback is that I'm having to run lights, which I'm not really keen on because 7+ hours of that with multiple lamps, it's quite taxing on the electricity bill. But I'm trying to keep it pretty, the number of orchids pretty small, so I don't have to run too many lights. But yeah, this is what the collection looks like as of now, and it'll probably remain that so. And if I probably won't get any more plants unless something dies to replace the one I've lost, just to keep space constraints down. But yeah, I'll zip around and let you show the sort of the new grow space, I guess, here. I do have just one random orchid that's in bloom that's away from everything else, and this is my Phalaenopsis manii. The leaves on it looks pretty battered, but the blooms are pretty good on these two flower spikes. I'm going to show you in a closer of it. I don't think I'm going to leave my Phalaenopsis, especially the species ones, down the basement anymore. I think it's too cold for them, so I'm going to leave them on the main floor just to keep them slightly warmer and more protected. Okay, so we're here, I think it's kind of like a conservatory, at least that's what I'm calling it. So it has a bunch of windows, which is really nice, and then this is sort of like a skylight. The previous owner, I think, like just painted over it for some reason. I don't know, but anyways, maybe in the future I'll replace that with actual glazing. But yeah, you got really nice windows. Despite that, sometimes it is a little bit too dark, so I have this supplemental light here. But yeah, on both sides there, this door that I'm currently not really using, because I do have another access that I do use. Yeah, so there's a door right here, and over here there's another large window. So it's a pretty good space for growing things, at least for orchids where the demand for light isn't so extreme. But I just recently replaced these racks that are a little bit bigger than what I've had before. I think I had the racks were white. They're from IKEA. I think the series was Live or something. I don't ever know if the names of the products that they have are actually real words or not. Anyways, I've had them for, I think, since back in 2016 or 2014 actually. It was well over 10 years, and the products were made out of like the compressed wood material, so they weren't very sturdy, and so they were showing their age. Anyways, I saw these also from IKEA for sale. They were discounted, I think like 20 something dollars off from their regular price, and they're a little bit bigger, so it holds a little bit more, so I like that. And also it's made out of it's like solid bamboo, so it's pretty cool. I like the slats that's on it, so it can percolate some light down to the lower racks. I do plan to put on some LED lights underneath the upper racks just to give it a little more supplemental light, because as of right now, the only light that it has basically is just from the window, and if you have that directional light, your plants might grow in a certain way that may not look appealing. I also just got these today. I don't know whether I don't remember what they're called, but they're metal, and I was trying to get the plants up from under the floor, mostly to keep it closer to the light, but also just to keep the floors from being, you know, cleaner and not having scratches from the pots. But yeah, this is sort of my setup for the moment. I'm pretty sure it's gonna stay like this for a while. But anyways, I'm trying to refrain from hanging too many things on this hanging rack on the top there, just because it covers some of the light that's coming from the LED light up here. But as you can see here, I do have some Phalaenopsis that is hung from them. Also, some mounted orchids. These are only the 3 that I have left. So the Dendrobium Trantoanii, it's looking like it's putting out a new growth over there. And then this guy, I don't know how it still is able to live under my care, or my lack of care. It's like Lockardia. I got from Louisiana Orchid Connection. There was a lot of diebacks over the winter, and I pruned them out, but it's still with me, which is quite surprising. It's putting out a flash of growth from the base there for the year, so I'm pretty sure it'll fill back in from all the growths, old growths that I've taken out. And this is another Dendrobium that's one of the deciduous type. It is also putting out new growths for the year, so I'll be trying to maintain those growths during the summer. Having mounted orchids is quite challenging, since you have to constantly water them every day or maybe twice a day or something like that. Just my work schedule probably doesn't really allow that. But that being said, I think it would look really nice if I had a leafless orchid right here or something like that, just to make use of the space a little bit more efficient. Oh, I did get these wire hanging loop things also from IKEA. They were like just $5, but they hold the terracotta pots for my Phalaenopsis pretty well. It's mounted directly to the stud wood, so it can hold pretty good, but I think they were rated for 10 pounds or so. So yeah, also trying to get it closer to the light source. Let's see, what else? I just want to mention, this is a pretty generic mini phal. I actually stole it from work. One of the people that work there, they also enjoy orchids, but maybe not as experienced as far as taking care of them. This was grown under fluorescent light, and also it's pretty cold there. I think they keep it around 66 degrees Fahrenheit, and the air in there is quite dry. So when I saw it, it had like 3 spikes, and I think it was quite draining on the plant, and it was very packed with sphagnum moss. So I covertly took it home and unpotted it and repotted in orchiata bark, and then the blooms shortly dried out after that, but it has put out this leaf and this leaf quite quickly. So I think it's doing really well. So I plan to not keep this here. I plan to return it. And I made the owner of it aware that they were going to get it back. But for now, it's trying to somewhat recoup and maybe put a little bit more reserve into its roots so it can go back to the hospital. But yeah, that's my special one. Let's see what else. Oh, so I don't really have a lot of blooming orchids right now, but I do have this one that's about to bloom. If I can get it, it's kind of backlit a little bit. This is Phalaenopsis Sweet Memory. That's I think one of the old spikes. It has 2 blooms on there. There's a bloom here developing, but I think it's aborting. It's gotten quite yellow. These 3 right here next to it, it's not doing the best. The variegated Amabilis, it had bloom, but it was dealing quite a bit of mealybugs. And the blooms never really look great to me. They don't last very long and they don't open quite flat. So really the plant is just, it's you know, its main draw is just the variegation of the leaves. Otherwise, flowers aren't really anything to write home about. This one is my Cornu Cervi. The variety is the Flava one, the one that's like yellow. I don't know what's going on, but the leaves it keeps putting out gets progressively smaller and smaller. And I don't know if that means it's on its way out. There are keikis that they don't look very great. And I don't see any more root tips developing. So that doesn't look really good. But it did bloom last year pretty well on this old spike right here. But I guess I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen later. The one in the back there, I can't even reach back there to show you, but I think that's the Mycolitzii that I got from Louisiana Orchid. But today I just noticed that one of the top leaves there, it had gone brown on me. So that's probably doesn't look very good. Anyways, that's that for that. The stand right here I have is all my Catasetinae types. I do want to mention this one, and I sort of lost most of the tag. I forgot what this one is. But when it was developing, there's like some sort of variegation on the leaves that's like very speckly. It's filled in most of it now, but compared to the other ones, this is like solid green. But I thought that was kind of an interesting development on that. I've seen it in the previous year where I did that, but as the year or season progressed, it sort of looked normal. But this year was the most variegation that I saw. I don't know if it's like virus or anything, but in all other indications, it looks pretty good. You know, developing things. It has a little growth right here, developing on a very old cane. So that's really interesting. I'm not really sure what to do with that, but it's just chugging along. There's no media for it, for the roots, but it's, as you can see, it's getting there. It's just very high up for it to sink any roots into the media. Let's see what else. Oh, this is somewhat of a recent acquisition. So my Cattleya nobilior died, unfortunately. So because of that, I got kind of sad, so I got this guy. As you can see, he's quite over potted. That's just really kind of my thing. I don't want to disturb roots, so I'd rather just keep it all in a giant pot and just let it take over a long period of time. And this is Orchid bark, so it lasts for a while too. But yeah, this is my, here's a tag for it actually. It's nobilior. So, I got new growth there, and I think I have 2 new growths in there. So that's pretty good. Next to it, we have a Bulbophyllum echinolabium that has been reduced in size for a while, but this new growth right here is looking pretty promising. I've been treating everything with very mild actually Miracle-Gro, if you can believe that. I think it's been pretty good. I don't know specifically if it's the Miracle-Gro or it's the fact that I'm just watering with every, or I'm using it with every watering, but let's see, this is the No ID Phalaenopsis. It's blooming out. It's done well. Little aborted buds right there on these two spikes. They're looking really nice. This one is always covered in mealybugs for some reason, and I've just recently sort of sprayed it with water to get rid of most of it and clean the leaves. But otherwise it looks really, really nice. The very center of the display area here, this is my two Schomburgkia undulata. They did not bloom this year. This one put out a spike that abruptly aborted. It's pretty much the same thing over here. I think it's because the previous growing season, both of them did not had a lot of roots. Because I kept them outside under full sun, which it normally likes, but unfortunately the roots have totally been eaten off. As you can see here, I've kept it indoors all this time and it put out a good spray of roots. That's also over here that I can't really show very well. Anyways, this guy I think had a similar issue, but probably more to do with the fact that it developed 3 growths all at once, and I think that was quite taxing versus the amount of roots that it had, so that's probably why it aborted this spike. But as you can see there, I'm letting it grow in here without any snails or interruptions with root growths, and it's doing well. You can probably see it on the camera there. New growths over here, over there, and they're somewhere in the back. It's too far for me to reach back there. Some other news that I have. Let's see, I got this Phalaenopsis that's blooming. The bloom's shape doesn't look very good as before, but I think it's still in recovery mode. What's not in recovery mode is these 2 Phalaenopsis. Actually 3 Phalaenopsis. This one that's in my owl pot. I've had that guy, this pot for a super long time. Anyways, yeah, so I got a spike here, a bunch of roots right there, and then today I just noticed, looks like a flower spike coming out over here too. It's kind of unfortunate spot because it's quite high up on the stem, but I think that should be okay. It has quite a bit of a pretty robust root system to support both of them. This is a generic white Phalaenopsis that has put out a spike over here that is super robust. Last year, I think I let it rebloom on an old spike, which is very unlike me, but I kind of did it. It put out pretty good sized blooms, but not many because it's a secondary spike. But I'm hoping that this primary spike right here, it would grow out pretty well. It has a good amount of roots, good amount of leaves, so all indications will say that this spike will be amazing. And then we got this guy over here. It's another Phalaenopsis that's white, but I think the lips is like purple or pink. I don't remember. Ooh, I see him like right here on the spike. Let me get that out. Okay. So as you can see here, this guy, I also let the old spike from 2 seasons ago grow a secondary spike. And then when that was done, I was about to cut it off. I think there was a slight delay, and it produced a tertiary spike, which I wasn't too keen on leaving it, but anyways, I did, and I brought it to work, and it bloomed out, it finished, then I cut off everything, and shortly after that, I was thinking like a month, this guy came out. So, same thing as the other ones, numerous leaves and numerous roots, so it's doing super well. Okay, well, that's pretty much wraps it up. Kind of trying to keep this short, But yeah, hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video that's not too far from now. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.